Everything is about frequency, and your DNA, which stands for Divine Natural Awareness, is the ultimate antenna. Your entire existence, all matter, all life, all experiences, everything owns its existence in the physical world to frequency. Absolutely everything is frequency, vibration. It's all about vibration. Without it, life will not exist as we know it. So everything is vibration, energy, prana, ki, the chi, the ka. You cannot have an experience on this planet or any other sphere of life, not just here, but anywhere else. Either outside this body or in other places, because the soul is situated outside the body. It's carrying the body. It's not the other way around. The soul, which is the prana, the energy, is carrying the body. So experience on this planet without attraction it through frequency or vibration. Every emotion, including love and hate, tunes into a specific frequency. If we were to measure it, love will go up and hatred will go down, because too heavy, the frequency is too heavy, too dense. Health has a frequency. Disease has yet another type of frequency, which is this is. That means you are uncomfortable, you're not feeling well, and it arises for there's many reasons, either pathogenic, either physiologic or spiritual. There's many causes for diseases. Your organs are each tuned to a specific frequency, as is your entire body, which resonates at its own frequency. So when our organ is not feeling well, it's because its frequency, its chi or its ka or prana is very low. It is not, let's say, it's out of tune or without tonics, you see. So its strength is very weak. The chi, the prana is very weak. So you need to recharge it. Recharge your heart, your liver, your brain, your pancreas, your kidney, just about anything else in your glands. You are a symphony of frequencies. While you project yourself through this universe and create your physical reality. You are a master of your energy, and thus you are able to control everything you are, everything you do, everything you experience. From the day you are born until the day you die, nothing will ever change the fact that you are both a frequency emitter and a receiver in flux with your internal and external environment. Okay, so don't allow your external environment to peep around you, whether in the road or in workplace, especially so in workplace, where there's many jealousy, many hatred, many meaning people. You understand? Many discrimination over there. Especially so there. You must be aware of your surrounding. Don't allow those people over there in your workplace to transform you and to lead you into their own sort of frequency, the same level of frequency. Beware, you better without a job like this, then you succumb to their own energy, you see. So I would rather quit than have to be controlled by that energy. DNA possesses two structural characteristics of fractal antennas. Those same antennas are also found in hair and in teeth, in the root of our teeth. Okay, so when our tooth is weak or our bone, the bone also is a emitter of frequencies. The bone, the hair structure, the tooth which is bone, are all a receiver of frequency. Okay, and when you are being bombarded by external energy, when you are very sensitive, what will happen is that your tooth will suffer, as it does if you don't take care of it, of its enamel, you do not take care of your hygiene, or you do not take care of your diabetes, because diabetes too can weaken your tooth and your bones. Okay, and some other factors also can weaken your bones and your teeth. Okay, external factors for those people who are very very sensitive. Dark forces may interfere with your hair. Your hair will weaken, become brittle, or fall altogether. Either through many factors, can be stress, can be external vibration, external um, frequencies, vibrations, or can be physiological, lack of vitamins and nutrients for your hair, etc. So electronic conduction and self-symmetry. So DNA possesses two structural characteristics of fractal antennas: electronic conduction, which is photonic, and self-symmetry. Self-symmetry. It has two antennas. Since the chromosome. Science is very amazing. It's my favorite subject. It has always been science. I love it. I really love my favorite subject. So it has an antenna and kind of symmetry, something like that. So life itself, so the movement of electrically charged particles is because like a photonic is electronic, okay, particles within the body that flow produces our life force. And throughout our meridian, when we are suffering from multiple sclerosis, it's because there's something to do with our meridian, our gene is not circulating well, our prana, our energy is not circulating well throughout the body. Okay, and it's not giving enough chi for our organs as well. So we need to balance our energy, and if possible, if you can, stay away from negativity. Stay away. Okay, people that brings you down, make you sad, make you feel unhappy, make you feel less than what you are, will eventually harm your health, your overall health, okay, and your frequency. And you too supposed not to be to vibrate this way towards another person. So the better way to solve this is to always try to, like for me, I prefer to be alone, you see, and to retreat myself sometimes, because I don't want to be a conduit of bad vibration from others, especially so in a work environment where there is a lot of negative people and a lot of negative vibration like stress. Okay, when there are people who are mean, nasty towards you or another, it's better for you, for your own mental and physical health, to stay away from this environment if you can. If you can. I know it's not easy. I know bills has to be paid. However, your health is most important ultimately. So life itself, as we know it, is inextricably interwoven, connected with geometric forms. And then comes the physical Pisces, which has been somewhat distorted by outsiders, by the negative beings. From the angles of atomic bonds in the molecules of the amino acids. Oh, I love this word, amino acids. Strand, the helix. Oh, I'm fascinated with science. To the helical spirals of DNA, because it's in spirals. Life is in spirals. You see, because actually it was not to be like this. However, when it was distorted, everything turned to spiral. Okay, of DNA to the spherical phototype of the cell. That's why Carly had people. There is a lot of mean about this people. See, their spiral, their hair spiral. To the first few cells of an organism which assume vesicle, tetrahedral, and star double tetrahedral Tetra means, is it 7? Tetrahedral forms prior to the diversification of tissues for different physiological functions. Oh, that's amazing, amazing. The molecules of our DNA, the cornea of our eye, and snowflakes, piney cones. Do you know that the snowflakes are never the same size? It's never, they fall with different pattern, different from one another. They are never equal. Do you know that? It's amazing, amazing, amazing. So snowflakes, piney cones, which resemble our pineal gland, flower petals, diamond crystals, the branching of a tree. My face is diamond shape. The branching of trees, a nautilus shell, the star we spin around, the galaxy we spiral within, the air we breathe, and all life forms as we know them emerging out of timeless geometry codes. That's amazing, amazing. Our human bodies on this planet all developed with a common geometric progression from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 primal cells and beyond. Wow. So our human bodies on this planet all has been developed with a common geometric, single cell geometric progression from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 primordial cells and beyond. The universe is more than 99.999% empty space. No, I'm sorry, but I do not agree. There is always some energy there, some form of energy which we don't see. And because we don't see, it doesn't, because it's not in the same parallel world as ours. Okay? And it doesn't mean because you don't see it, it's not there. There's nothing in there. And it is empty. No, it isn't. It's not like this. There is something occupying a space, even if in different kind of vibration everywhere in the cosmos. Okay, so for those people who thinks that the universe is almost 100% empty space, they are wrong. And this type of geometry, it is a distortion of the primordial, the natural physical species. Okay, it has been distorted by the invaders here to Earth. Okay, so what we have nowadays are all distorted. Even our DNA is distorted. We have about 12 helix of DNA strands in the past, and it has been downsized it has been um, re- uh, um, brought it down to about two helix, just two strands out of 12. Okay, so basically we are malfunctioning because the geometry has been outed along the time, including our own bodies. No, I don't believe so. There is always something there that you don't see. There's something ephemeral, something that you don't see, but there is something there. All physical things are made of atoms, which are mostly empty space. No, I don't think so. I disagree with this statement. I'm so sorry. I disagree completely. And even the alien says some aliens who are scientists, they are scientists, and they are grade A scientists. They have ever said that there is nothing empty anywhere. There is always a molecule there that you don't see. Okay? So who are these people, humans? We so backward in knowledge to come up here and say, oh, our bodies in the firmament or the heavens, the cosmos are all empty, mostly empty. No, that's not true. There's always something there that you do not see. If the nucleus was the size of a marble, the electrons would be specks of dust a half mile away. Every physical thing has that much empty space in it. That empty space is intelligence and frequency. Now you see it. Now you say it. That empty space is intelligence and frequency, but there is a frequency, as I said, because everything is energy. So by right, it is not really empty. There is something, and that's what I try to explain. There is something that we do not see, and this is vibration, energy. Everything in life, whether the seen or unseen world, is about frequency or vibration. It's not, it is empathy from dense matter. Okay, it is empathy from dense matter. However, there is a subtle matter in it, vibrating, oscillating all the time. Almost everywhere we look, the mineral intelligence embodied within crystalline structures follows a geometry unfaltering in its exactitude. Delicious patterns of crystals all express the principles of mathematical perfection and repetition of a fundamental essence, each with a characteristic spectrum of resonances defined by the angles, lengths, and relational orientation of its atomic components. Wow, it's really amazing all these studies. The golden ration of segment and five-pointed star pentagram were considered sacred to Plato and Pythagoras in their mystery schools. Note that each larger or smaller section is related by the phi ratio, so that a power series of the golden ratio raised to successively higher or lower powers are automatically generated. Fibonacci ratios appear in the ratio of the number of spiral arms and daisies in the chronology of rabbit populations. In the sequence of leaf patterns as they twist around a branch, and a myriad of places in nature where self-generation patterns are in effect. The sequence is the rational progression towards the irrational number embodied in the quintessential golden ratio. The world and the universe around us are filled with sacred geometry and the golden ratio. From seashells to the human body, from the cosmos to the atom, all forms are permeated with the shapes found in sacred geometry. While sacred geometry theories can be verified mathematically, it is also a field which holds much interest to many different religious communities who can find that it holds deep spiritual meaning for them. Scientists, archaeologists, mathematicians, and many spiritual seekers study sacred geometry as well. The human genome is packed with at least 4 million gene switches that reside in a bit of DNA that once were dismissed as junk. But it turns out that so-called junk DNA plays critical roles in controlling how cells, organs, and other tissues behave. The discovery, considered a major medical and scientific breakthrough, has enormous implications for human health and consciousness because many complex diseases appear to be caused by tiny changes in hundreds of gene switches. I'm gonna repeat because it's so important as it is very interesting. The human genome is packed with at least 4 million gene switches, which comes from our ancestral, from what I understand here, that reside in bits of DNA that once were dismissed as junk. But it turns out that the so-called junk DNA plays critical roles in controlling how cells, organs, and other tissues behave. Now I'm going to tell one thing. Nothing is by coincidence, okay? Nothing that is there in your body. It can be your middle, the middle, you see glands that you have that it kind of gets a bit swollen or inflamed to fight uh, to fight infection. You have here on the neck, and sometimes when you have a flu, sometimes you get so painful to the touch and hot, and you get fever, and then you go to the doctor office and ask it to be removed. You don't know what you are doing really, because that same glands play a part to fight the infection. Okay, everything from the gallbladder has a function. Your glands has a function. The appendicitis has a function. Everything has a function in your body and should not be disposed. The same thing is the junk DNA that they call. Okay, there's a role to play. It is not in there for nothing. We need all that. Okay, we need our middle glands. We need our appendix. We need our gallbladder and almost everything inside our body. If it is there, it's because it plays a role to maintain the balance in our body. Okay, I have had my appendix removed since I was 8 years old, and that was a very complicated operation that sent me into coma because it already had done into peritonitis. Okay, and up to now I still suffer with the intestinal problem. Up to now, I sometimes, most of the time when I'm having a crisis, I always stop to think. I wish I could say a no to that operation, and I still have my appendix with me right now. Okay, but I was too young to say yes or no, so I have lost a part of an organ, or who knows, the main part of my intestine as well. Who knows? So the discovery considered a major medical and scientific breakthrough has enormous implications for human health and consciousness because many complex diseases appear to be caused by tiny changes in hundreds of gene switches. Oh, wow, that is bombastic, really. So it goes back to our ancestral, maybe thousands of years ago. Who knows? And then we write all those, how to say, all those traits, all those physiological and chronic diseases from them, all their traits. And because they have meddled with our DNA, they say that we had junk DNA before, but no, I don't think so. We have junk DNA nowadays, not before. As scientists delved into the junky parts of the DNA that are not actual genes containing instructions for proteins, they discovered a complex system that controls genes. At least 80% of this DNA is active and needed. So part of the DNA that are not actual genes contain instruction for proteins. They discovered a complex system that controls genes. At least 80% of this DNA is active and needed. Another 5-17% has higher functions. Scientists are still decoding. Oh wow, that's complex, man. Really, really complex. Most of the molecules in the body are electrical dipoles. These dipoles electronically function like transducers in that they are able to turn acoustic waves into electrical waves and electrical waves into acoustic waves. Congratulations, universe. You have made it. That's why I heal with song. I always believe in this quantic heal. So, a number of membrane proteins as well as DNA consist of helical coils, which may allow them to electronically function as inductor coils. Biological tissues may possess superconducting properties. If certain membrane proteins in the DNA actually function as electrical inductors, they may enable the cell to transiently produce very high electrical voltages. Wow, no wonder I'm always in shock here. Really, I'm always having shock on my body. Chronic disease occurs when voltage drops below a certain voltage. Yeah, correct. That's true. That means what we have insufficiency. We are having sufficiency. And then we need what? We're gonna need tonic. Gonna need to recharge that particular. You have to find out what's your problem. Where is most affected? Where there is a blockage. That's why the Chinese has a way or a system to unblock these channels, okay, and allow the flow of chi to run through the meridians and then unblock all the process of chi, okay, so that all those voltage or this vibration will come, and then it will kind of bust all those cells in your body, and then only then you're gonna restore, regenerate your body and your mind and your cells again. Cells then don't have enough energy to work correctly, and amount of oxygen in cells drops. Switching from aerobic oxygen available metabolism to anaerobic oxygen diminishing metabolism, and then there is where come all this factor about you not being able to breathe, you see, because you don't have enough oxygen to your cells, in your cells. And then you think, oh, might be a virus. But if you understand your body and the force and the power of your mind, you'll be able to heal any disease. Any disease, be it cancer, be it immune diseases, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer, viruses, just about anything. You need to understand your body and how it works, and also understand your mind. You understand the universe as a whole, in which part it plays to keep you health always. Okay? Only then you'll be able to heal yourself. So the natural properties of biomolecular structures enable cell components in a whole cells in oscillate and interact resonantly with other cells. They must be in communion and in sync with one another. Otherwise, when there is imbalance, then you're gonna have problems. And this is the cells of the body and cellular components possess the ability to function as electrical resonators. True, really true. Professor Heiji Froelich has predicted that the fundamental oscillation in all cell membranes occurs at frequencies of the order of 100 GHz, and that biological systems possess the ability to create and utilize coherent oscillations and respond to external oscillation. Correct. I vouch for it. Because cell membranes are composed of dielectric materials. A cell will behave as dielectric resonator and will produce an evanescent electromagnetic field in the space around itself. See, yeah. This field does not radiate energy, but it's capable of interaction with similar systems. The application of certain frequencies by frequency generation devices can enhance or interfere with cellular resonancy and cellular metabolic and electrical functions. The changes in the degree that water is structured in a cell or in the SEM will affect the configurations and liquid crystal properties of proteins, cell membranes, organelle membranes, and DNA. Healthy tissues have more structured water than unhealthy tissues. Ooh. The healthy tissues become, of course, they become too dry. Clinicians who recognize this fact have found that certain types of music, toning, chanting, tuning forks, singing bowls, magnetic waters, certain types of frequency generators, phototherapy treatments, and homeopathic preparation can improve water structure in the tissues and also the herbs. Don't forget the herbs and the sounds. So it can improve water structure in the tissues and health when they are correctly utilized. Electricity charge carriers and electrical properties of cells. The cells of the body are composed of matter. Matter itself is composed of atoms, which are mixtures of negatively charged electrons, positively charged protons, and electrically neutral neutrons. Wow! I need to rewind this. The cells of the body are composed of matter. Okay? Matter. Dense matter. And what makes matter dense is atoms. Matter itself is composed of atoms, which are mixtures of negatively charged electrons, positively charged protons, and electrically neutral neutrons. When an electron is forced out of its orbit around the nucleus of an atom, the electron action is known as electricity. An electron, an atom, or a material with an excess of electrons has a negative charge. Yeah. There are multiple structures in cells that act as electronic components. There are multiple structures in cells that act as electronic components. If biological tissues and components of biological tissues can receive, transduce, and transmit electric, acoustic, magnetic, mechanical, and thermal vibration, then this may help explain such phenomena as: first, biological reactions to atmospheric electromagnetic and ionic disturbance, sunspots, thunderstorms, and earthquakes. Okay, this happens when there are multiple structures in cells that act as electronic components. So if the biological tissues and components of biological tissues can receive, transduce, and transmit electric, acoustic, magnetic, mechanical, and thermal vibration, then this will result and explain this phenomenon. Second, biological reaction to the Earth's geomagnetic and Schumann fields. So people must be very careful, huh? So second, biological reaction to the Earth's geomagnetic and Schumann field. We must be attuned to the geomagnetic and Schumann fields of the Earth, because if you are not in sync with the Earth beat, then you are out of the game. You are out. You don't fit here anymore. then your body will break down. Switches will break down. Biological reactions to hands-on healing. Yeah. Enforce biological responses to machines that produce electric, magnetic, photonic, and acoustical vibrations, frequency generators. Amazing. I mean, I love this subject. And 50 medical devices that detect, analyze, and alter biological electromagnetic fields, the biofield. 6. How techniques such as acupuncture, moxibustion, and laser photonic acupuncture can result in healing effects and a movement of chi. Yeah, it's true. It unblocks the energy in your body, the meridians, and it circulate again, and it go as an oxygen. If the blood will circulate, because blood is about also oxygen, right? So it has something to do with the chi. Blood is chi, vibrations, life. So 7. How body work, such as deep tissue massage, rolfing, physical therapy, chiropractics can promote healing. 8. Holographic communication. 9. How neurotherapy works. 10. How electrodermal screening works. 11. How some individuals have the capability of feeling, interpreting, and correcting alterations in another individual's biofield. Ooh, that's amazing. Electric fields need to be measured not just as strong or weak, but also as low couriers or high couriers of information. The Russian biophysicist and molecular biologist Zoltan Gajajev and his colleagues also explored the vibrational behavior of the DNA. The bottom line was living chromosomes function just like solitonic holographic computers using the endogenous DNA laser radiation. Oh wow, this means that they managed, for example, to modulate certain frequency patterns onto a laser ray and with it influenced the DNA frequency and thus the genetic information itself. Because electric field is conventionally defined as strong thermally may be low in biological information content, and electric field is conventionally considered as thermally weak or non-ionizing may be high in biological information content if the proper receiving equipment exists in biological tissue. So, because electric field is conventionally defined as strong thermally, may be low in biological information content, and electric fields conventionally considered as thermally weak or non-ionizing may be high in biological information content if content if the proper receiving equipment exists in biological tissues. Weak electromagnetic fields are bioenergetic, bioinformational, non-ionizing, and non-thermal, and exert measurable biological effects. Weak electromagnetic fields have effects on biological organisms, tissues, and cells that are highly frequency specific, and the dose response curve is non-linear. Because the effects of weak electromagnetic fields are non-linear. Fields in the proper frequency and amplitude windows may produce large effects, which may be beneficial or harmful. Homeopathy is an example of use weak field with beneficial electromagnetic effect. Examples of thermally weak but high informational content fields of the right frequency range are visible light and healing touch. Biological tissues have electronic components that can receive, transduce, transmit weak electronic signals that actually below thermal noise. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So all this is science, you see, all this is metaphysics and science. It's nothing supernatural as some people want to perceive as such. So everything is about science and metaphysics and not supernatural. Okay, so biological organisms use weak electromagnetic fields, electric and photonic, to communicate with all parts of themselves. An electric field can carry information through frequency and amplitude fluctuations. Biological organisms are holograms. To see health, biological organisms have coherent biofields, and unhealthy organisms have field disruptions in the unintegrated signals. It's said that frequency-induced vibration is the variable of dependency. The generic wave information from DNA recorded within the polarization of connected photons, being quantum non-local, constitutes a broad-band radio wave spectrum correlated by means of polarizations with the photons. Yeah, amazing physics. There is at present on our planet a great schism and belief regarding resonant frequency. There are Jews who believe that yes, we all vibrate the same frequency, whether it is in the vibrational rate of the energy points or the vibrational rate of the liver. And many of these are people who believe they have indeed figured out the vibrational rate of the various organs. Another bodily parts in the etheric fields have invented instruments, made tapes, or created machines which will somehow project the correct resonant frequency back into the body to heal what ails you. The Chinese from China, of course, they have an instrument. Something is a machine, and they do can measure the frequency and the vibration of your organs. They will examine. They put something in your pulse, I guess. They ever done to me this, and they will test your heart, your hearty condition and state, how strong it is, your liver, your kidney, your lungs, and mine were all really very slow in energy. But I'm very strong mentally. Mentally wise, I'm very strong, and I can at least try to regenerate them back to health. It's not easy, but I can try. And most of the time I get. And the best way to achieve success and heal your organs is to go outside your body. Go outside your body and kind of pretend that you don't exist, okay? That you are more than this body, and you kind of feel as if you are a being, an entity rather than just a body. And then when you see you are healed, this I often use this method, and it really works for me. Then there are others who believe that we are all unique vibratory beings, that the frequencies of our organs and bodily systems may be different and are not the same. It's all in the mind, I would say. It's all in the mind, okay? It's the rate of vibration and knowledge of that being. I would say that not everybody thinks in the same wavelength of frequency. So by there, and it's there where you're gonna measure uh, your your capability to heal yourself, to heal or not to heal yourself, is by how much amount of information you have about yourself, how much you know your body and all this entity that you carry. You understand? You're gonna depend on all this. Even if your body is ill, you still can resurrect it. It's not, nothing is impossible. So one fact will always remain: we are all energy bounded by frequency. How we interpret, you see, how we interpret and how much knowledge you have and how much you know this entity that you call your body, okay? How we interpret ourselves in our universe is guided by the one elusive concept that scientists still find mysterious yet intriguing until that day comes when more research is devoted to how frequencies affect our entire existence. The answers to those mysteries will remain unanswered. Yeah, not even the aliens know. They know, but they know more than us, but they don't know completely because they are still in the process of knowing, discover and discover and discover more and more. And that's what makes life worth living, because we are always in the process of learning and learning and learning new things each day. And this is what about is living. We are here to find more and more and more about things that we don't know. Okay, so it's never late, and there's always something to do in our lives. You feel useless if you want to but you don't have to, because there's always something for us to discover each day, each time, each moment. And this has been a very beautiful one. So far, one of the, at least to me, one of the most, how to say, most interesting and amazing piece of knowledge and article about physics, metaphysics in general, and science and biology, which I love, I love, I love. That's all for now.